é na área de data vis, né? A gente já vai ter essas dúvidas com ele, o Miguel já vai se apresentar. Ele vai falar em inglês, tá? E aí ele vai falar mais pausadamente e a gente vai conversando aqui, traduzindo para vocês, tá bom? Tá ok agora? Tá tudo show? Show? Show de bola. Ok. Miguel, can you talk about you, your work, what you do in Microsoft, what you are responsible, and let's go. Can you talk about this?
Of course, yes. Hello, everyone. Well, my role in Microsoft is be the product manager for data visualizations. And what I do there is just making sure that all data visualizations get improved. And everything that you can drag and drop into the report canvas, that's what belongs to the core visuals team, which that's the area that I am PM, which is the product manager. I am
Então,
brand
basicamente,
new. I just started this position in this year, so maybe almost a year as product manager.
Então, basicamente, Miguel ele é responsável pela área de data vis, do core, visual core, né? Onde basicamente todos os visuais que você coloca na tela. O Miguel ele é responsável aqui. You want to show what is the next steps about the visuals in Power BI? You do show only you talk about this?
Yeah. I'm responsible of data visualizations.
Yeah, ok. Então, pessoal, o Miguel vai falar aqui sobre o Futuro dos Visuais. A gente vai deixar o Miguel falar sobre o que pode, o futuro dos visuais, né? O que tem para apresentar, o que tem para falar. E aí depois vamos tirar dúvidas. Então depois vocês colocam lá as suas dúvidas no chat, eu vou ler o chat, a gente vai perguntando para o Miguel, ele vai respondendo para nós e eu vou traduzindo, tá bom? Então, vocês puderam perceber que o meu inglês não é tão bom, mas eu entendo muito bem, mas para falar, eu me viro legal, né? Mas o importante é que sempre é o conteúdo, né? E não aqui as palavras. Para vocês entenderem também, o Miguel, ele é mexicano, né? Então, ele sabe falar também espanhol, ele entende espanhol. Então, ele entende alguma coisa de... Quando a gente fala algumas palavras em português, ele entende, ele, né? Né? Alguma coisa que a gente fala, tá bom? Mas... Miguel, you want to talk about the future, né? About the visuals on Power BI, and the next step is question answering questions, né? About the chat, about people you ask.
Yeah, of course. The data visualization is going to be improved dramatically. And one of the first things we're doing is collecting feedback from customers. Like every idea that was sent over the last 9 years, we are going back, collecting them, and creating a bunch of ideas into single categories.
Então, e é legal isso, eu acho que o Power BI faz um excelente trabalho, que é diferente de qualquer outra ferramenta, eu acho, que eles ouvem muito a comunidade. É o que o Miguel está falando aqui, que eles leem todas as ideias, então o Ideas da Microsoft, eles leem todas as ideias, sempre depende dos votos também, né? Então tem os votos lá no Ideas, e eles leem lá com bastante carinho, e o que é interessante para que eles considerem interessante, e um dos requisitos, né, é ter votos naquelas ideias. Então, quando você tem uma ideia, você pode passar para nós ou postar lá e compartilhar o link de uma ideia que você tem sobre o Power BI. E a Microsoft sempre, né, dá muita atenção para a comunidade. Então, a ferramenta cresce muito também com a ajuda da comunidade. A comunidade de Power BI é muito forte. Então, eu acho bem legal. Ok, Miguel?
All right. So let me see if I can show you a little bit of what I was talking about, the ideas. Let me share my screen here. Windows. All right. I hope you can see. Are you seeing just Figma or what are you seeing?
Yeah.
Okay, is this a good size?
Yeah, I think so. I think yes, a little bit small.
All right. So this is
Nice,
so
nice.
all these are major ideas.
Oh.
And you can see here we have canvas, callout, Cartesians, sliders and filters, tabular visuals, part of halls, geospatial style, interactivity. I'll give you an example. For example, the work that we want to do for the new car visual. So this is an idea of adding a new car visual that we already did this. And then the reference labels, and then actions that would allow you to trigger like drill through page navigation, bookmarks into the cart,
Interesting.
and then adding charts, and then allowing small multiples. So all those are ideas.
The next step is actions.
Actions is the next one. That's
É.
correct.
Então, esse mês, né, pessoal, o mês de novembro, tivemos aqui uma atualização, eu acho uma das mais legais na parte dos cartões, que é a parte de reference labels, né, que são os textos de referência no cartão, onde você agora, no mesmo cartão, você não precisa ter muitos objetos. O que a gente fazia antes? A gente tinha lá os objetos que eram os cartões, e para comparar com o mês anterior, ano anterior, com o meta, a gente criava outros cartões e colocava lá. Então, você tinha vários objetos no Canva, na tela, e para o Power BI, quanto menos objetos, melhor para renderizar, ele é mais performático e também fica melhor, né, para trabalhar com isso, né, fica um padrão e fica mais fácil. Então, aconteceu a primeira versão do cartão, aí esse mês veio o Reference Label, que ele acabou de mostrar ali, e a próxima etapa, então, é Actions, que são as ações. As ações você vai poder clicar, então, no cartão e pode referenciar indicadores, que é o tooltips, você pode referenciar what you can reference in the actions?
You can reference drill throughs, page navigation, bookmarks, web URLs, or Q&A. So, for
Então
example, you can say, when I click this card, I want to go to the sales page. When I click this card, I want to go to another dashboard, or I want to drill through to a certain dashboard or page. Or maybe when I
amazing.
click on another card, I want to trigger the Q&A. Like, those are the actions that we want users to be able to specify.
Pô, legal, legal. Então, olha só, essas ações, então você pode botar o drill through, que é o detalhamento, o tooltips, né, o dica de ferramenta, e também navegação de páginas. Então, vamos supor que você tem lá o cartão de vendas, de metas, e você em vendas, você clica em vendas, ele vai para uma página de dashboard detalhando vendas, né? Você tem mais informações sobre vendas. Então, essa é a próxima atualização do cartão. Do you know when you launch the actions?
Actions is programmed to be maybe in February or March.
Fevereiro ou março. Ok.
So that's what that is. And then after that one, we are planning to do or charts or small multiples, which is the other two ideas we have collected. Chart is to allow the new car visual for you to have small charts, but not only area chart, but you can have line, area, column, or bullet charts in this section. Or they can use SVG images in this section too.
This feature is very nice because today we use SVG, we use or another chart, the personalized chart, personalized visual the chart is over the card, né? And the next step, the chart is native, né? Native in the card is very, very nice. This is the next year.
That's next year. Yeah. So we need to decide if we're gonna do charts first or we do small multiples first. Small multiples is allowing you to have the car split by categories. That's what it is. On top of many other enhancements that we want to do with small multiples.
It's like we have a sales card and then sales about from representatives or salesperson. You can do in categories and then create small multiples from salesperson.
Yep.
Is like this, yes?
Yeah, like if we have here Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. So maybe this one is sales and this one is like who knows, like units sold. So maybe you want these sales and units sold be split by different countries. That's what small multiples does. It just separates each of these cars into multiple categories.
Very nice. Pessoal, o que vocês acham mais interessante? Vocês preferem mais... O que é mais importante, mais útil para vocês? Os mínimo múltiplos, né? Que são os mal múltiplos, ou os visuais, né? Os mini gráficos no cartão? O que coloca no chat aí? Nós temos aí 100 persons, peoples in the live. Yes, 100. More than 100. Then, coloca ali, o que vocês acham mais interessante? Colocar mini gráficos ou os mal múltiplos, né? Ou os gráficos? One say chart, mini chart. They like charts.
Oh, look at that.
The charts, all 100% charts, mini charts.
That's nice. All right. Well, that's the thing. This is just ideas from the car visual. Obviously, we have ideas for the new gauge, like allowing as well the gauge to have multiple cards in one single container, having a linear gauge as well.
This
Multiple
linear gauge
targets.
visual is very, very nice.
Yeah, three holes and decimal multiples. Very similar of the car visual.
Yeah. It's very nice to work with goals, né? The charts,
Yeah.
né?
Yeah. Gus, he's with us as community representative for sure, and it's really good to work with really good people like him.
It's a lot of new features, eh?
Yeah, a lot. Like this is a lot of work. That's why sometimes people are asking us a ton of stuff, and they are saying, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do that?" We want to do everything, but we have certain amount of designers and engineers.
Estão sempre melhorando os visuais e implementando aos poucos. Não tem como colocar todos de uma vez e também, né? Não é um trabalho assim tão rápido e simples. Então, eles têm muita coisa e eles recebem, às vezes, mensagens, o Miguel recebe, vocês podiam implementar esse gráfico para, ia ser muito interessante. Legal, eles já têm até ideia, eles têm, só que tem muita coisa para fazer e é até difícil, eu acho que o que priorizar primeiro, né? What's more important, né? Do you know what is more? You need to the feedback from community, baby, to know what you do first.
Yeah, that's the whole role of the community representatives. They represent the whole community. They look at every single idea and then they come back to us saying, "Hey, let's do this first." So, what is the future? Well, what we want to do is we want to continue working on the car visual, try to get all these ideas developed. And then we want as well to do some kind of work regarding the button slicer, which is this one. Let me show you the ideas. So we have the button slicer, which is the one that we just roll out this month.
Very nice feature. Very nice feature.
And then the list drop down. So here you can see some of the ideas. Advanced list and drop down. So you're going to be able to change the settings of these boxes. The search box is going to be improved. So then when you search something, you can select everything at once. You can copy and paste a list from Excel and then paste it here, and then everything will be selected. A lot of control over the icons, a lot of control over this box here. You can change the color of the outline, the icons, everything. You can change the look and feel. We want as well to allow users to we want to improve hierarchy enhancements at the end and or support and many other stuff. Like all these are ideas that we have collected over 9 years. And if we want to put all those ideas into one achievable feature, that's this one, like list and drop down. This is a good place to put them all together.
Oh, very nice. Alisson Pesotti in the chat. I need this now.
Yeah, we need this now. We need this yesterday.
Do you have idea when you launch the future list drop down?
Yeah, that we are working on some improvements for the button slicer first, because there are some stuff here that we need to continue improving.
They don't save, they don't save the button, selected button, now today.
Yeah, yeah. This is available now, and we will continue doing some enhancements until February, and then maybe we're gonna start working on the list and drop down in March. So then you can get it ready by May or maybe July.
Nice.
Yeah, but
We have a
this is gonna be complete different of the list and drop down that you know. Like this is gonna be super different. You can even define how many options you want in the drop down. Like if you want to see six, we will always show six
Mhm.
or three or whatever you want.
It's like the slicer, but the slicer today we can choose. We want five buttons, and then we'll scroll the other
Yeah,
to the others.
it was same thing. Same thing.
Same. All right. We have a question in the chat in my WhatsApp group. Uh, we have a slicer in the personalized visual in the app source lá. And we can when we can select actual month, actual day, actual year in the slicer. Do you have a preview, or do you know when this happens? Like a calendar slicer, you can choose. It's always today. Every you open Power BI, and today is selected.
Oh, auto selection. Yeah, so auto selection belongs to another column like this one, which is conditional formatting. So for conditional formatting, we have some ideas. Idea number one is to allow more conditional formatting to every control. So even the style, like this style, like making the text font, the size, you can change that based on conditional formatting or the toggles. Once we do this, the idea is to improve the legends and tooltips when you apply conditional formatting. And then that's the one that everybody's asking, FS
Yeah.
selection. So then you can use a measure to auto select your options, not only for the calendar slicer, but as well for the button and for the list slicer. You can specify that based on a measure, and we will automatically select it. But as you can see, it's not that easy. If we want to do this, we first need to fix this one, and we need to get this idea developed. So then the infrastructure is ready for auto selection.
You need to construct the base, né? Then the next step is do the is a slicer, né? Is a slicer data slicer, né?
Yeah, this is yeah, any slicer. The auto selection will work for any slicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will answer. Let me see. Felipe Soares. Felipe Soares. Pergunta: quando vamos poder deixar fixo a janela do alternador visual? Este mês, tá? This month, já teve uma atualização para deixar fixo. Toda vez que você clica no menu lateral, ele já deixa, vai expandindo, ele não fica minimizando, tá? Então você pode habilitar lá. Se você clicar na engrenagem, você já pode deixar, como sempre, deixar fixado. Então você vai clicando no menu, nos menus, ele já deixa aberto, tá? O alternador do visual. Então esse mês já tem essa opção, tá, Felipe? Se você atualizar o Power BI, é só habilitar essa opção, tá? Qualquer coisa, você pode mandar uma mensagem para mim depois lá que eu te mostro como fazer, tá bom? Let me see. We have a question. It's anything to update tooltips. Let me
Well,
see. You
while
can,
you get
yeah, you can
more
continue.
questions, I will continue. So here we have the list drop down, and then we will go to the slider. And the slider is to give more control over the slider settings. Like maybe you want the slider to be vertical, or maybe you don't want to see the slider at all. So turn it off, changing the layout, the organization, everything will be different. And you can change the idea here based on all this collection of ideas is that people want to have full control over the style in the location and position of the slider. Then we will go after the calendar slicer. This is going to be good because that means that the report consumer can select what slicer they want, not the report creator. So right now, what happens with the old slicer is that the report creator selects which of these ones they want. and then the report consumer is stuck with that option. They cannot change it. But the new calendar slicer will allow the end users to change this one as they please. Does
In
that make sense?
this future we can select. It's always today. It's hour after last month, and they fix it. This it's
Second.
right. This the calendar we can select. We can fix. Its show. Uh, After 30 days after or is today I can fix it. This it's only every always show today, we can select this. We open
Yeah,
the report and always
the
show today.
yeah, that's the part that it's always like always show today. That's for the other one that I showed you before, like adding a measure that automatically auto selects. That's another feature that will work really well with the slicer. However, the calendar slicer, what I was explaining is that it has the benefit that report users or consumers, the end user, can change the style of the calendar. Right now, with the current slicer, they cannot do that. It's the report creator that selects one of these ones, and that's what their end users are stuck using. They cannot change it.
Então aqui o criador do relatório ele vai poder fazer aqui com umas configurações que o usuário que vai consumir aquela informação ele não vai poder mudar, sair da regra que foi criado aqui, tá, pessoal? É isso que é aqui nesse slice, slice não, esse é um slice, mas de calendário, né? Então a gente pode, o criador ele pode fixar aqui alguma das opções que o usuário final não vai poder mudar esse tipo de regra que ele foi selecionado aqui, antes de, depois de, tá? Então, por exemplo, depois de 2020, então ele não vai poder olhar nada antes, o usuário final.
Yep. And then relative slicer as well. This one, the good thing that we want to do based on many ideas, people requesting this over and over again, is to be able the relative slicer to change based on the local date and time, or to define a particular date. Like for example, the last 7 days starting or before this particular date. That's as well a feature that the current relative slicer doesn't have, and that's what we want to do for the new relative slicer. And we had collected so many requests regarding this default before, after, and local based date time and the time zone management.
And you are working on this, or it's only the next year, and you don't know the date?
It's in order. It's in order. So right now we are trying
It's
to
in
create the
order.
button slicer,
Okay.
and then we will go to after the listen dropdown and so on.
Okay,
When
okay.
is the question that everybody asks? We don't know, because as you can see, for example, the listen dropdown, there are many ideas
It's
here
a
that
very,
we may need to
a lot
explore and see
of
how we can
features.
solve them.
Então, assim, esse mês, pessoal, foi lançado, né? Foi os botões lá, né? Que são a segmentação, nova segmentação de dados, que é com botões agora. Então, é o Button Slicer, que foi agora no mês de novembro. E o próximo passo, que vai ser para fevereiro, março, que é o drop-down, né? Que você pode selecionar a lista. E depois a próxima etapa é o slider vertical. Então você pode selecionar. E aí depois vem o calendar, né? E aí depois vem o calendar, que é no mesmo a segmentação de dados, né? Então são melhorias, são novas features, né? Novos recursos nesse mesmo visual. Então, o Miguel estava falando, não tem essa parte do calendário, essa parte final aqui do data relativa, tudo mais. Não tem data de previsão, mês de previsão, porque tem bastante coisa antes para fazer, né? Então ele é dependente das features lá de cima. Então, mas no decorrer do próximo ano, né? Então temos alguns anos a gente vai ter alguma melhorando o Power BI aí, com melhorias visuais, né? E de usabilidade também para o usuário.
Yeah. So that's one thing that we want to do in the future. The other one that we're going to start doing based on the community representatives that they have voted and it won is the metrics improvements. So I can show you some of the ideas we have, and you can as well contribute and give us more ideas if you want. And always use the hashtag PBI core visuals, and then let us know other ideas so we can add more and more stuff here. But the first one is to allow metrics layouts. And if you use Excel, you know that in Excel you can use compact, outline, and tabular layouts. We want to emulate the same principle into the metrics. So then people can change how the data is organized. As well, allow people to use blank row settings and allow consumers to change the metrics layout. So if you publish these metrics, what we want is the end user to change the layout as they want. Like maybe somebody wants to see the same metrics but in compact layout, and they can change it.
It's on object. You can change in object. You can change the layout in and put more information, put more columns in individual, né? In object.
Yeah, that's correct.
Então, aqui também, né? It's a idea de substitute de table and metrics in only one visual.
The idea is to have because we have the tabular layouts, right? And the tabular layouts has this tabular structure, and the
Yeah.
tabular structure is almost like a table. Is this one is a fusion between a matrix and a table, all in one single visualization.
Okay.
So that's why this one is gonna be really good because you can have all the benefits of metrics, but with a tabular structure.
Very nice. Então, a ideia aqui também, hoje nós temos os visuais tabela e matriz dentro do Power BI. A ideia aqui é ter um visual apenas, que tem esse formato tabular, mas que você pode também trabalhar, o usuário final depois ele vai poder mudar, arrastar, mudar informações, como quero colocar em linhas, em colunas, em valores. Então, você pode trabalhar no mesmo visual, você pode trabalhar como tabela e também como matriz. É bem legal isso aqui. Very nice.
Yeah. After that, we want to focus on totals. So the totals, we want to improve them. We want to allow you to change the value with something else and many other kind of formatting settings to take the totals, subtotals, and grand totals to the next level. You're going to have full control over the location, their style, how they display the information, the dynamic values that they display. Everything will be more manageable.
Very nice. Então, os totais na tabela em matriz também vai ser bem personalizado. Vai ser o usuário, ele vai poder escolher aonde que vai ficar os totais, os subtotais. Vai ter total poder de personalização no visual. Cara, sensacional. This will, I don't know. Today we have a difference total, the difference of totals because the context, filter context, and do you correct this?
What do you mean? What's the problem?
Today if we use some X example, some X, and we have three categories, and we have 100, 100, 100, and then total is 200 because the filter contest and
that's gonna be
the
fixed.
totals are different.
Yeah, that's gonna be fixed. Finally, you're gonna be able to fix it with this management.
It's finally, yes, fixed. Yeah, all right. Então, pessoal, aqui esse total. Hoje, quando a gente trabalha com funções iteradoras, ou depende de uma função, depende que você utiliza, você tem aquele problema que você pode corrigir usando o SumX, né? Se você usa uma calculator, você pode corrigir hoje no DAX, mas com esse total aqui você vai poder mudar esses totais, você tem um poder de liberdade de como o total vai se comportar dentro do visual. Então, que nem hoje acontece, né? Você tem lá, você tem os valores na coluna e o total tem outro valor, ele não é a soma da coluna. Aí você vai ter o poder de personalizar esse total se você quer a soma ou trazer o valor do contexto que está aplicado. Show de bola. Very nice.
Yeah, so nice. The other ideas we have is rows and column headers. We want you to have more control, expand, collapse columns, And here you can see an example that people were asking for us to do is maybe you want to have one set of columns that are completely separate from another one that has hierarchy. And this is going to allow you to do more financial table approaches, but it's like giving you way more control over how you show the columns and as well rows. We will make sure that we add more functionality in the rows, so then you can take it to the next level. There is a ton of stuff there, ideas that we collected that are part of the rows and column headers idea. As well, for example, people want to change these columns based on a measure that dynamically change the year or dynamically change this title. Right now is impossible. So we want to do this when we are ready to develop this idea.
Very nice. Então aqui ele vai ter esse filtro no visual, então ele vai ter esse poder de trabalhar com colunas, né, personalizar as colunas, e você pode usar medidas ali no visual, por exemplo, no filtro, para utilizar de forma dinâmica o resultado desse visual. Eraildes da Silva have a question. Will the consumer to able to change the order of columns in the matrix? Yes, né? In this visual, né?
What was the question? If
the new matrix, you can change the order of the columns in the matrix.
The order, in which way the order?
Yeah. Of the columns.
The order of the columns. I mean, how they are displaying, or the subcategories in the column. Like what or the order of the whole column here.
The order of the name of the columns. The headers.
Yeah, you can change that sorting as well.
Yeah. Então, nessas novas atualizações, tanto que ele mostrou na parte do novo visual de matriz, que vai ter as tabelas em matrizes, e agora esse row and column headers, que é os cabeçalhos, você vai ter mais poder de personalização, de você escolher as ordens do cabeçalho, por exemplo, dos cabeçalhos ali, tá? Order month. Eu não entendi. I don't know. You can continue. Continue, please.
All right. So the next one is the style.
All right.
Just making more improvements for the columns, like adding a lot of settings where you can change the look and feel of those of the style, improving. Maybe you want to have some images next to your text, or maybe you want to change the entire section that when it's expanded or collapsed, change the icons for expansion and collapsion, like a lot of more enhancements to take the metrics to the next level. This is just basically improving more and more options, like changing the bars as well, the icons, the spark lines, all those options that we already have. We will just should improve them so then they look more appealing.
Então, tá vindo bastante personalização nos visuais. Para vocês terem uma ideia, né, só nesse matriz e tabela, que é um visual só de matriz, vejam quantas etapas e em cada etapa, quantos novos recursos tem em cada etapa. Então, para vocês verem o trabalho que tem de implementar essas novas melhorias, porque é bastante coisa. Porque ele tem que implementar algumas melhorias, fazer testes, liberar, ter o feedback da comunidade e tá ok, agora vamos para o próximo. E vai indo, é um trabalho de etapas, né? Então, vocês vão ter uma ideia já de quanta coisa já vai vir aí no Power BI. Legal.
And finally, values. So here we want, if you want to have, like, for example, another value below your value, that's something else that we want to support. Maybe you want to have a main value as the first row, and then below you want to see a grand total. Or maybe you want to see the text that explains what happened, or maybe the distance between one period and another one. So here, what we want to do, based on the ideas that we're collecting, which is this a great idea, is to have more options in each cell. In this case, adding an extra value. along with other stuff.
Então, basicamente, você vai ter o poder, novamente, aqui de personalizar nos valores. Você pode ter total controle dos valores nos visuais, tá? Nessas próximas etapas aqui. Então, você pode usar medidas dentro da matriz, você pode personalizar os valores dentro da matriz, né? These are nice, very nice features. Alisson
Yep. So
Pesotti.
that's the whole thing on the metrics. Obviously, there are some other options that we want to do, like interactivity, improving the like states. When you select a row, the whole thing changes color, and then you can define exactly what color you want to be. And maybe
Nice.
you want when you hover this one, you want to see one tooltip, but when you hover this one, another tooltip will show. So you can define what kind of tooltip you want per column or per row header or column header.
Aqui a gente vai poder selecionar uma dica de ferramenta por coluna. Então você tem lá, você clica numa linha, você vai poder clicar na linha, ele seleciona, ele muda, ele destaca a linha toda de uma cor, e aí você pode, para cada coluna, você pode configurar uma dica de ferramenta diferente. Legal, por exemplo, se você está na coluna de quantidade, ou no mês tal, ou numa categoria tal, você pode colocar sempre uma dica de ferramenta de acordo com o que você está selecionando, que é a parte de interatividade. Very nice. It's cool.
Yeah, and there's more stuff like sorting in the matrix, filtering in the matrix, expanding and collapsing columns, freezing panels. If you have a long one, you wanna freeze certain areas, you can freeze it, and then you can scroll, and then you can
Nice.
unfreeze it as well. And
Congelar
navigation.
painéis.
In navigation, sometimes you don't want to see the whole scrolling with thousands and thousands of rows. Maybe you want the metrics to only show 20, and then you can go to the second page and show the next 20 and so on. That will improve performance dramatically.
Like a page navigation.
Yeah, inside of the table.
Yeah, nice. José Antônio in LinkedIn, it's in Spanish. Podremos indicar que las cabeceras de las columnas se autoajuste al ancho y para los cabeceras de las filas de la matrix.
Aquí está. So this one is here.
Oh, very nice, very nice, nice. Então, aí, ó, José, he is the answer. Very
So
nice.
the answer is yes. It's going to be part of the row and column headers.
Davi Rodolfo, it's very similar from Excel. the next features.
That's the plan. We want to
That's
get
good.
so close to Excel.
Very nice, very nice. Geração de relatórios em PDF. Aqui eu não sei qual que é a dúvida, mas hoje para PDF a gente tem lá o gerador de relatórios paginados, né, que a gente faz por PDF, que aí ele gera várias páginas lá para a parte de PDF, tá? É que pouca gente usa também, mas esses PDFs, não sei, do you have a idea if you have a future in PDF, about PDF?
Yeah, PDF I think is more into paginated reports.
Yeah.
So if you need to print or to export to PDF, that's not my team. That's going to be the paginated report team.
Então, como eu tinha comentado, essa parte de PDF são os relatórios paginados, que lá agora que tem no Power BI Online, você não precisa nem baixar mais agora, né, o Power BI na sua máquina. No Power BI Online você tem lá os relatórios paginados, tem essas opções, e é outro time que cuida dessa parte de relatórios paginados, tá? Então lá você pode escolher para como você quer que seja a impressão. Ele é muito utilizado quando você tem essas várias páginas, né? O Power BI, o Power BI padrão relatório aqui, o dashboard que você faz, não é o objetivo dele criar várias páginas, né, de relatórios, é para criar um dashboard, né? Então, inclusive hoje no Power BI você pode, inclusive, colocar um visual do relatório paginado dentro do dashboard aqui, tá? Dentro do relatório do Power BI. Very nice.
Yeah. So now let me show you what is coming in December.
In December?
Yeah, in December.
Very nice. Sandro Ribeiro have a question. For the matrix visual, when is going to be possible to pin a bunch of selected rows in the top of the matrix and save it? For example, you can select the columns and save what you want to show in the matrix.
You want to select the
To pin a bunch of selected rows in the top of the matrix and save it. I think it's about you have 12 months and you want to show only 3 months, and you can save these selected 3 months, and when you open the dashboard, it save it to only show the 3 month example.
but it's more like a filter, no, right?
Yeah, it's like you want to save a filter.
Yeah, that's the one that I showed before. That was part of the are you still seeing my Figma?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one I think is what we want to do. Again, all these are ideas. This is not like this is exactly what we're gonna do, but the plan is for you go into the column and then you
Oh,
can
yeah,
select and
yeah.
save that directly into the column, into the metrics itself. Very similar to Excel. Again, is very similar.
Ok. It's this. Então essa aqui é a resposta. Vai ter, tá? Vai ter um filtro para você, no próprio visual, você selecionar quais coluna você quer apresentar e aplicar aqueles filtros. E você vai salvar o relatório e vai ficar salvo esses filtros aplicados. Muito legal. Another question, let me see. About the time that tooltip appears on the visual, will happen to Power BI? Time that tooltip appears on visual. Do you understand?
No.
I don't know. Next. I don't know what's the question.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Yeah. Aqui uma pergunta, they have a question about when this will release. It's the next year, but all the visuals are ideas, né? Então todos esses visuais aqui são ideias. Alguns visuais têm previsão já para fevereiro, março, depende do visual, mas tem muita coisa que está sendo feita. Então tem algumas soluções que vão sair ano que vem, tem provavelmente algumas em 2025. Tem bastante recursos novos que terão no Power BI, mas tem algumas que não tem data, porque depende muito do desenvolvimento de testes, então vai depender, mas algumas coisas que o Miguel já mostrou aqui, tem previsão já para o próximo ano, no decorrer do ano, sem mês específico, mas já ia tendo novidades nos próximos meses aí.
Okay, don't say that I'm gonna do all this in a few months. No, it will take some time.
Years.
But all I want to show you is that the important thing that I'm showing you is that we are collecting feedback. We are hearing people's ideas and questions, and we are putting in one single place. And we are defining a map so then it's clear for us to follow a path. Before it was not clear. Everything was blurry, and people were just sharing ideas and information, and it was not clear what happened with that information. So I'm showing you that the core visuals team is doing something completely different now, and we're making sure that we have a good plan and that you're happy because this is based on many ideas along all these years.
Legal a mensagem do Miguel. A mensagem que o Miguel quer deixar aqui é que para vocês terem uma ideia de que o time do PBI Core Visuals is correct, né? Hashtag PBI Core Visuals. Então vocês podem utilizar no LinkedIn, inclusive, né, o hashtag PBI Core Visuals, tá? Quando você quer referenciar o time de visuais ali da parte Power BI. a mensagem principal do Miguel é que o time está sempre de olho na comunidade, eles ouvem muito a comunidade. E para vocês terem uma ideia de quantas coisas que eles já têm de ideias coletadas, o Miguel falou aqui de 9 anos que ele coletou, e ao longo de 9 anos, e que eles ouvem muito a Okay, very nice. You hear me?
No. Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Então,
What happened?
you want to answer questions now?
No more questions?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, I think. Let me read some questions. Here, Márcio Monteiro. Gerson, ask him which country requests for improvements come from. It's
Which
don't
country
have
request
country.
for improvements come from? All over the world.
All the world.
Yeah. In all
Então,
languages.
Então aqui não tem, por exemplo, um país específico. O importante é ter uma ideia boa, uma boa ideia, que eles vão, né, sempre estudar essa ideia e colocar, se for interessante, colocar no roadmap deles. Renato Rossato. Existe a possibilidade no futuro de eu drill down ativado por padrão sem precisar clicar na seta para baixo para ativar? Drill down.
So I see. Yeah, there is a plan to improve drill mode, for sure, and we wanted to make it so much easier and so much visible. And as well, if you have 3 hierarchies and you want like hierarchy number 1, 2, and 3, maybe you want to drill down from 1 to 3 and skip the number 2. That's kind of improvements that we want to do because we have collected ideas. The only problem with drill mode is that we haven't put the same ideas in the way that I showed you. We still need to do the same thing for text box, for shapes, for buttons, for drill mode, for drill through, bookmarks, and other stuff. But there is a lot of ideas that we need to continue sorting out.
Nice. Então, sim, já está no roadmap deles, tá? Já tem lá na ideia, já está mapeado esse programa, tá, Renato? Show de bola, obrigado pela pergunta aí. Let me show. Thanks. Let me show here. Remini Kane is from Mozambique.
Okay, Mozambique. And we're putting an action, for instance, during the tooltip showing up. Putting the action where? On the table or where? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's the thing. We have a tooltip called Modern Tooltip. So in the Modern Tooltip, when you hover on top of something, it will show you the information, and then seconds later will display actions below. That's where actions will go, and it will work for all visualizations. We will make the Modern Tooltip the new tooltip, and the tooltip that we have will be depreciated.
Oh, legal. Então, Remini Kane, they speak Portuguese too. And Remini Kane, obrigado pela pergunta. E sim, vai ser na melhoria do dicas de ferramenta, tá? We have a good question. It's about the new card, the book about reference label, the format about reference label. When will correct the reference label? Do you know?
December.
In December.
Yeah.
Okay.
In December, we're going to launch a lot of bugs that we discovered, and everything will be fixed by December. And then there is more improvements for reference labels that you'll see in February.
Ah, legal. Ó, então em dezembro agora vai vir uma atualização para correção dessas correções das referências em dezembro, tá? Então hoje você tem que usar no DAX, tem que usar o format lá para utilizar, e em dezembro vai ser corrigido, e em fevereiro terão novos recursos, então não melhorias, e sim novos recursos nas referências, tá? Vai ser bem legal. Let me see. You can read this. You know
Okay.
Spanish, please.
That's is that for José? ¿Eso es para qué? ¿Para el drill mode o es para la tabla? I'm just asking if this is for drill mode or is for the table. Because it says like he's talking about hierarchies, but it's not clear to me where. José, si
Yeah.
me puedes decir para dónde va el parámetro, te puedo ayudar.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. We have a very congrats in the chat. Very nice. People like the new features we are come. Legal, legal. Pessoal, deu uma hora aqui. Deixa eu ver. Obrigado. It's a lot of thanks. Congrats, Miguel. And we will say thank you to your time. Né? We know you are in vacation now or no?
Yeah, I'm taking vacation. I took vacation.
I'm reading the.
I always work. Even in my vacation. I am always working. I think I won't be able to relax. My mind is always working on something.
I'm
So I want
see.
to.
I don't know who I see you using vacation.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you before we end up. I'm gonna show you what's coming in December.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me let me go to that screen. It's gonna be super quick because there's gonna be another video where we show more details. But I just want you to know what is like. The whole session
Ó,
is
em
the
primeira
future.
mão, pessoal, né? Novidades de dezembro aqui, ó. Novidades de dezembro na parte visual aqui no Power BI. Bora lá.
Yeah. So one thing that we want to do here is we want to allow you to have outlines around the shapes. So when you click on certain columns and bars, you're gonna see color, and then you're gonna see border.
Agora, então, vai ter bordas na formatação dos gráficos de barra. Ó, olha só que legal. Você pode mudar o preenchimento e também agora as bordas do gráfico. Very nice.
Yeah. You can match the color, or you can change it with something else. Like for example, if I select, oh no, like it's gonna go here, turn it off, and now you see it's black. I can make it red, orange, or I can just match it.
Very nice, very nice.
All right, so that's one thing. The other one is you can see here. Let me go this one. You're gonna see a lot of options, like for example, to sort them differently. I'm just gonna go to. Let me see. It's all already, and then we have. Sometimes this thing is not operating. Let me select this again. Who knows why it's not showing anything. Let me try again.
They ask you what is the total, the labels in the chart. It's
That's the other feature. This is the,
Mm.
label improvements. That's the second feature we are launching in December.
Ooh,
So
very
the
nice.
labels will
Very
have
nice.
title, which is that value that you see up there. Then we will have the value, of course, that you can change with something else if you want. Like in this case, is about sales, but maybe I want to see something else. I can just change for another measure. If I don't want the value, I can change with something else, which is what I did. And then we have detail, and detail is this thing below.
Mm.
And you can apply conditional formatting. You can change different font styles and whatever you want. So it's a lot of new functionality. And then you can have this layout as multi-line, which is this multi-line, or you can have it single line. And single line will be something like this.
Okay.
In one single line, you have the title, the value, and the detail. In this case, I didn't add any detail, but
This
this
is
one has
amazing
detail.
because today we need to put a line chart and hide the line chart and only use the label to do this effect in the chart, the up the column chart. And in December is it's very good future. No need more put a line chart to use only the label of the line chart. Because today we this is only a total, or we can use the label, individual label in the columns,
This is for the data labels only.
data labels too. Yeah,
Yep,
nice.
only data labels. In the future, we want to do this for total labels, for serial labels, for reference labels. Like we want to start with data labels, get some feedback from the community, and then continuing with with the other total. I'm sorry, with the other label types. And as you can see, there's a lot of enhancements here. So we want to make sure that before we pass these features to the other labels, everything should work perfectly.
É, legal. Aqui, ó, que nem o Davi Rodolfo colocou aqui, né? Então acabou as gambiarras dos rótulos de dados com quebra de linha, né? Então, porque hoje que eu falei, a gente tinha que, para fazer esse efeito, a gente tinha que colocar o gráfico de colunas, um gráfico de linha e usar dois rótulos de dados, né? Agora, num rótulo de dados só, você pode personalizar tanto título, valor e detalhes. Então, você tem três opções para você selecionar ali. Não precisa mais fazer essa gambiarra, cara. Muito show, muito show.
All right, the other one that I'm really excited, which is my favorite, is this one. In the ribbon chart, you're gonna see now columns too. But at the very bottom, you're gonna see in the layout that now you can separate stuff differently. For example, I can make this gap or I can separate them. And then you might say, hey, this is the same thing as we already had. No, that's because we are using explosion. An explosion, what it does is removes the axis. So we don't have axis when we explode and separate those series, as you can see here. But if I turn this one off, then we have the axis in ribbon chart. And this is an erosion. So what we are doing is we are eroding this series, so then you can get a gap between series. And this is gonna work for all visuals. Like if I go back here, you see in my bar chart, I have the same stuff. So I can go into the bars, then I can go to layout, and then I can get more space between my series.
Very nice featuring. Very nice. You
And
can put a space in to divide the categories.
yeah, and then if I want to give up this axis, I want to explode them, I can just turn this one on, and now they're going to be exploded.
Very nice.
This is the difference. Regular is when it's like this. So we have a column that ends in 40K. All right. So this is the original. Erosion is when we respect the height of the column, still ending at 40K. But you can see that the difference is we are like removing some space from each series. So this one was 27 pixels. This one is 24 pixels because we are taking 3 pixels for the erosion. That's why we can continue respecting the axis because it's the same as the original, but just inside each category is a little bit smaller. Explosion is different because explosion, what it does, it adds the same 3 pixels, but it adds these 3 pixels here and another 3 pixels here. And when you are adding and adding more pixels, what happens is you end up with this with a taller column. And now the column cannot reach the same as the original. It is more than 40K, when actually the real is 40K. That's the reason why when we explode the columns, we remove the axis because it's impossible to align it. Does that
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sense?
of course.
So now in the December upgrade, you will have erosion and explosion, both of them. You can decide which is the one that you want. If you want erosion, you need to keep the explosion off. If you want explosion, just turn it on, and then you will explode them. Remember, by exploding them, you will give up the axis. By eroding them, you will make the categories a little bit smaller than reality, but you can keep your axis intact.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Now I'll let you to translate.
Very nice, very nice. This in December. Very nice futures. Vocês gostaram, pessoal? O que vocês acharam desses visuais? Gostei muito. Do que vocês mais gostaram? Eu gostei muito do gráfico de coluna lá com os rótulos e dados, hein? Gostei bastante. O que vocês acharam, hein?
So that's another one. So the ribbon now can be separated from the columns. So you can have a gap between those two. Or you can just keep it as it was, like touching the columns. You can change the order as well of the series. Like for example, maybe I want to change and reverse it, so I can see these ones on top, or maybe I want to sort them by value. So then I can see all the largest first, and then the smallest. So you're gonna have a ton of new enhancements for visual shapes, which is columns, bars, and ribbons. You're gonna be amazed. Like we're adding really good stuff.
Amazing feature in this chart because it was so limited to personalize the visual, and now we have more flexibility to change what we want to show to the users. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, so you can do things like this now. Like this one has 80% transparency, and this one has 20, I think 25%. And then in this way, you can separate groups of columns, or you can emphasize some areas that are more important than the rest. Like again, the control is going to be really high.
And we can use the how can I say um the forecast. We can format with
Yeah,
more transparency,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
actual
Like
and
forecasting.
more less transparency.
Yep.
Very nice. I love all selected. Let's save it. What is let's save it? What I don't understand. Let's save it.
Where is that?
They say let's save it. Do you talk about this to solve this? Let's save it. Have a
Let's say
filter about
that's
this?
saved.
Yes. No,
No,
no.
no idea. Oh, no, he's saying that maybe these are the last data saved in your data set. Maybe you want to change the columns based on the last information saved. Maybe that's what he said.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Alison, we have talked about this with Alison. In the future, we can load two. It's about themes, themes in the Power BI. It's because we can light and dark mode. And today we need to create two pages to light and dark mode, or configure in DAX. And if selected light, then you put the color or other color. Have a filter. Do you have an idea to have a filter to or load the two JSON files and then select what you want to show, or another feature about like light in dark dimming?
Yeah, that's
Dark
the
mode.
idea. You can submit multiple themes, and then the plan or the idea we have, again, please take this one as ideas. It's not a feature that we are like, the idea we have is that people can upload multiple themes, and then in service, once it's published, the report consumers or the end users they'll see a drop down and they can switch it themselves what theme they want to see. In this
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
let's use an example. Maybe you have three themes: light theme, dark theme, and accessible theme.
yeah.
Maybe some users are colorblind and they need to use the accessible theme. So they will go to that drop down and they will switch the whole thing based on your theme that is accessible.
Yes,
So that's what we
amazing.
want to do.
It's like today we have accessibility mode in Power BI Online. You can select it accessibility modes. It's like this. Yeah,
Yep.
very nice, very nice. Alisson, whoa. Alisson like the use light and dark mode. You select this because today we have a lot of work to do this.
Yeah.
It's very simple to show to the user, but to do this, it's more. You need more spend more time.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah, very nice. Do you know? Do you have an idea in the what month, or is it only idea?
Uh, Say again?
And is the future about you upload more than one JSON? You know when this will release? Do you have an idea, or is
For the
only
theme?
yeah?
No, that depends on the committee representatives. What they do is I give them access to all these ideas, and actually, all the information I share with you will be available for everyone to see. So I will create a dashboard, and then you can just go and explore and vote and add more information if you think that something is missing. But the community representatives go over every single idea and they vote. And the features that have more votes are the ones that we are going to develop. That's what we do. So I'm going to answer your question. When are we going to do that? We don't know. If the community representatives believe that this is something we need to do first, then we will do it sooner. If we see more other, like you saw how many, like there are so many ideas. There are like more than 80 ideas. So if I show you the whole thing, that at one point you will see it, it will be even hard for you to decide what comes next because everything is so important, and that's the challenge.
Yeah, I understand. But it's important the community know the Power BI team have a lot of work, and they listen the users, the community. This is very important, and we know we have a lot of challenges to do the all the new features. Do you put this in this tool? I have a lot of work to do this,
Yeah,
but I think Power BI is the best. This the best tool, BI tool, data viz tool to because these features. We have, every month we have a new features, and I we make we do a how we can say como é que é a apostila? Não sei como é que é a apostila. Material to the students and we the print screen all the the Power BI tools. Then the next month, oh, it's different. It's
Yeah,
not more.
yeah, it's
But
always different. You
this
have
is
to
very
be,
good. But this is very good because it's every month is a better. Right? It's a better future. Is another future. Is a new future, and it's it's very good to know. The team are working a lot, né, to do the tools better, né, Power BI better.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is thanks to all of you. Like every person is part of the core visuals team.
Yeah. I have a question, but I read in the futures the old slicer will disconnect in the future. I don't have the old slicer, it's only the new slicer, correct?
Yeah.
Então, o Renato Rossato ele fez a pergunta que hoje nós temos duas segmentações de dados. Nós temos a padrão, que não tinha muita customização, e tem esse novo, que é com forma de botões, mas está tendo novos recursos. Por exemplo, drop-down em formato de lista, vai ter várias opções, e, cara, legais pra caramba. E aí você não vai nem precisar o antigo, porque o novo vai ser muito melhor. Então, ele vai ser descontinuado depois essa versão antiga, tá? Então, vai ser usado somente a nova ali, tá? No, José. José have a question about the PBI Core Visual Works in paginated report visuals. It's another. It's another. It's your time. It's time. Work in visuals of paginated reports.
Yeah, core visuals already work in pagina reports. Yeah, they already work, but the functionalities might vary, and that depends on the scope of paginated reports. We 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 work in the same tool, but we are different in different infrastructures. They have their own functionalities and benefits, and as well disadvantages as the same we do.
Nice. I have a question of Felipe Soares. They see in the report, in the dashboard, the last saved data. It's we have this in this new. I have a new feature about this. Last
For
saved.
for saving features, I'm sorry, for saving the PBX.
Yeah, you show your example of the new features, and in the top of the report was show the last date saved. What is the future?
The last
I
date saved.
don't see this, but Felipe Soares saw this. I know.
I
Last
didn't.
saved date.
Is this when I was showing the auto selection for slicers?
I think is this. In the top, on the top of the dashboard, in the report.
Oh, let me see. Let me check. Just wanna see except.
I understand.
I
Understood.
see. I see what he said. Yeah.
This is I in the last week I'm study about this because my Power BI in Portuguese don't show the last saved report and don't have the search bar in the top of Power BI. Only
What?
English version have this.
Oh well, no idea. That's not part of the core visuals. That's
Yeah.
another team.
Aqui o Felipe Soares é o seguinte, eu também foi nas 2 semanas atrás eu fui ver por que alguns tinham lá a barra de pesquisa em cima e ainda tem a opção de última data salvo, né? Porque isso lá, a última data é porque quando você usa o Outlook, o SharePoint e o OneDrive, aí fica lá a última data, ele vai salvando automático lá, tá? Quando se salva no SharePoint e no OneDrive. Mas se você colocar em inglês, o Power BI vai ter esse recurso, tá? Só em inglês. Em português ele não tem, tá?
Oh, I didn't know that in Portuguese is removed.
Yeah, in Portuguese don't have the search bar in the top of Power BI lá, in the last saved date when you save in SharePoint on Drive, they show last save dates in the they do automatic save,
Mhm.
but in
Yeah.
Portuguese don't have this feature, only in English version.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I understood this. Alison said this. Alison know this. English verse already has on it. Very nice.
Any other question?
No, no. I will congrats you and very, very thank you about spend your time here. I know this is not easy. We have a lot of work. We have family, and this is not. Yeah. And I'm very happy, very happy, very happy you spend your time here. You do here. I'm very, very anxious to this day, and only say you thank you and congrats about your work. The last question is: B Design YouTube channel was yours? B Design?
Yeah, it was mine. I was working in the past for the customer advisory team. So my role was to help other people to become good report designers. So it was a good idea for me to create videos and tutorials, and add some kind of demos for the community. But now that I accepted my role as product manager, it's just impossible for me to do something else. Like you have seen the amount of work that is pending there. It's just unbelievable. So I had to give up by designing somebody else will continue.
It was amazing work. I'm watch all the videos. It's very beautiful design. Very, very, very beautiful design. Uh, and I and it's how many years was this? 10 years? No, no.
No, like
Power
5
BI
years,
have only 8 years.
5 years.
5 years. 5 years. But was amazing, amazing layouts and your type of video to show the updates and the about colors, about the tips. It's were very, very nice work.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Então tá. Thank you. And maybe we talk in the LinkedIn, in maybe in United States when do you do in MVP Summit? You going to
No,
MVP Summit? No.
no, no, no. I usually don't go to an event.
Okay.
That's mostly people in US. So they
Uh,
travel to move to multiple places. But I am in Canada or I am in Mexico. And sometimes when you work in like in remote, you usually don't travel.
okay. Okay. Then see you, né? Thank you and bye.
Muito obrigado for having me.
Valeu. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Let me put a video here. Let me.